is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy, it's loud, it's hectic. We're in New York City, but I want you to listen to the No Holds Barred Network.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast, episode number 35, right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all AEW content and more. I am your host, as always, of the All Elite Podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my co-host who adjusts her camera. She is the Heartbreak Chick, the executive vice president of Giggles, which I'm getting the giggles, and that is Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff?
What's going on? It's one of those days. It's gonna be a giggle fest, I feel like.
You know what? I gotta adjust my camera just a little bit too. You know,
never know. No,
gotta get the right shading up. The lighting in here is trash, but that's all right. Anyways, guys, welcome to episode number 35. If you are new to this podcast, this is where myself and Tiffany go over all AEW news and rumors. We do Being the Elite reviews, we do pay-per-view predictions and reviews, and keep you guys up to date with everything going on in the AEW world. Lots going on in the last couple of weeks, obviously, with some huge announcements, which we'll get to in this episode. We have Being the Elite to go over. Tonight, the episode number 4 to Road to All Out will be released at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are into that, and I hope you guys are, because in keeping up with this, because those are like the best documentary series ever, and it gives you a glimpse into what the production value and what the production is going to be for AEW, and it's, my God, it's more than I actually expected it to be with the production value that we're getting, Tiff, with these documentary series, and I'm pumped. So if you're not kept up with it and catch yourself up, especially, I imagine that you are at this point. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks in the AEW world, which will keep you guys up to date. We have some news, with the big news today of possibly having an AEW taping on the Jericho Cruise. Yes, because the Jericho Cruise is happening in January during the AEW tapings. I have some news on whether they will be taping on the cruise or if there'll be a non-live taping for that week, or maybe they're just going to take an off week. We know we've had rumored talks of an off-season and all that stuff, and they want to take it easy on wrestlers. I wouldn't put it past AEW to just take a week off and then retrack everything back the next week. You know what I mean? You know, though they're going to release, like, I'm going to assume they're going to continue maybe a little bit with Being the Elite. Maybe they'll have if they don't and they stop, they'll have like a special Being the Elite episode for that week to keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the cruise and continue maybe storylines during that. I imagine we're going to get a lot of footage from that Jericho Cruise because AEW is going to be full on board, pun intended, on that cruise. So we have some news on that, among other things. So I'm excited.
I'm excited. What are we, like 3 weeks away from All Out?
Mm-hmm. And the 35th anniversary of this podcast, obviously, 35th episode, since we like celebrating anniversaries all the time on here.
Congratulations, Kyle. Really.
And we've gained a lot of subscribers the last couple of days and followers, so thank you all to follow the podcast now and subscribe to us. And subscribe to the No Holds Barred Network. You get lots of other shows besides this one. We have Under the Ropes with myself and Tiff. We interview independent wrestling stars. We've done Anthony Gangone and Leroy Green from House of Glory. Those are live on the channel. We've done a couple interviews right here on the All Elite podcast with Maria Ling, the graphic designer behind the outro for Being the Elite, and among other things. We've also done Brandon Cutler. Awesome interview, guys. Become one of our favorites now. And definitely would become one of your favorites after you guys watch it. So those are both live on that channel as well. And I'm doing a 2K series on there right now, the tournament, King in the Ring. Episode number 2 is going to be released this week. It won't be live, unfortunately. I have a busy week this week, but I've already recorded it, so I'll push it out sometime this week on the network for you guys. So it'll be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that, because I saw a lot of good feedback from episode 1. So more is going to be put out for you guys for that.
Yeah, and episode 3 of Under the Ropes is in the talks. We already have somebody.
Yeah.
So it's just a scheduling thing right now.
And then we've DM'd a couple of other independent stars, so we're hoping to hear back from them as well. So big things come to the network. And I also want to plug out, if you are a podcast out there and you're listening to us right now, and say you want to be on a network like our network, reach us out. We're more than willing to take you guys on. We're always looking for more podcasts to feature on the network. It could be AEW related, it could be New Japan related. If you're a New Japan podcast, or Ring of Honor, Impact, WWE, whatever it is, DM one of us and let us know if you're ever interested. I know I've put out a couple of advertisements before and didn't really get too much traction, but don't be afraid to reach out to us for that. But if you are a fan of us and you're back, welcome back. And if you're back, you know how we do things here, and that is following us on social media. Most importantly, following us on Twitter, on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, All Elite Podcast, Instagram, All Elite Pod, and Twitter, All Elite Pod. Twitter is a really good one. That's where we post a lot on. Also, Instagram. Tiffany's up on the Instagram. She keeps us up to date with that. So Thank you. I'm not an Insta person, so thank God for Tiff here.
It's okay. You can find Fat Pharaoh on there.
Yes. And we have some news on Fat Pharaoh, which we'll get to later. Some interesting news. We'll have to have a little talk with him. But anyways, make sure you also subscribing to us on the No Holds Barred Network at youtube.com/NHBWR. Yes, horrible URL, but get us to 1,000 and we can change it. Finally, we are so close to 900 subscribers right now. And it would be a perfect birthday wish for Tiffany for next week if we can get to 900 by next week. So what I want you guys to do right now is share this podcast on Twitter, whatever social media platform you use. Share us, link the people to our YouTube channel, and hit the subscribe button. Also hit the little bell icon, lets you know when we're going to be going live, and let you guys know when we'll be uploading any content to the channel as well. So thank you very much to those who have subscribed, and thank you to those who share after this. We're not also just available on YouTube. We are available for everyone and everywhere on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. Wherever you're getting your podcast, you can find the All Elite Podcast. So make sure you check us out on there. Listen to us on the go, and thank you to all who have downloaded this episode and take us on the go each and every week right here on the All Elite Podcast. Also, some interesting things here. Some a little bit of updates. KayFabe Tees. Yes, we have a t-shirt store with awesome new designs, such as the List of Husbands version 2 with Anthony Gangone. Tiffany's number 1 on there.
Really?
Yes. Sorry to those others who don't get to have that number 1 slot.
Sorry.
It's a prestigious slot, You got to be a number 1, and Gango might be the longest reigning number 1 of all time. So
it will be.
It will. You just gonna come on and say, yeah, it will be.
Hey, sorry, I've already confessed it. So just say it. Saw him this weekend. You guys didn't see Twitter, but yeah.
Yeah. He's a good guy. So there's that t-shirt. We have the Pissant Company. We have the regular logo t-shirt, which I'll be actually I have in the background here, and I've rocked so far. I was in New York with Tiffany back in April. We rocked that t-shirt out. Yeah, we have a lot of the cool stuff on there. But the most important thing with this t-shirt website, we do not make any profit whatsoever on it. None whatsoever. All proceeds are donated to Culture City. If you don't know what Culture City is a fantastic group who work with AEW for their sensory sensitive, basically their rooms at every event they have. It allows for people who have that sensory sensitive. In terms of, in easier terms here, say someone goes to an event, they don't like the loud pyro. Obviously, AEW has also gone to a silent sort of pyro with their events. But a lot of people who enjoy events in different ways, they provide that for people with Culture City sensory sensitive packs and all that stuff at every event. So we love their nonprofit organizations, and we donate to them everything that we can. So if you purchase a t-shirt on this website, your full your full purchase of the t-shirt, it gets donated to Culture City. Now, another cool one. I have a new design. It's coming to the shirt store. Put it on the screen for you guys right now. AEP is elite.
I don't know.
Coming to the t-shirt store soon.
I still think it should say Tiffany is elite. Just saying.
Well, maybe I'll make you a special one. But AEP is elite t-shirt coming to the store. It is a rendition of the Jericho or AEW is Jericho t-shirt. I love the design, so I thought I'd make my own kind of design for our t-shirt store. AEP is elite coming to the t-shirt store soon, and this is all thanks to our pals at KayFabe Tees. They're the ones taking us on and letting us provide this t-shirt store to you guys. So go check them out, KayFabeTees.com. And thank you to them, everyone working there at KayFabe Tees. Thank you for taking us on, and especially their executive vice president, Mr. Beak. Thank you very much. And as I understand it, Mr. Beak, as always, has a message for all of us here on the All Elite podcast. Yes. I think he's a little upset because we didn't tag him the other day. So
no, he's not upset at that. He's upset that he's not on the list of husbands. So
oh.
That's why he's upset.
I mean, he's a good-looking chap, Tiff. I mean, he's always in a tuxedo.
Everybody's trying to put people on my list of husbands. It is what it is. I'm telling you, the other day somebody was like, "How do I get on this list of husbands?" No, sorry, honey, but my cap's at 13.
Ouch.
And I don't know. I've been debating about kicking a couple of guys off of there, but just saying. But.
So I'm gonna start a new list of best friends. Mr. Beak, you can be number 1 so far.
Oh, I like that.
You can be number 1. Anyways, we have a Discord. You guys don't know what Discord is? Awesome way to chat with other wrestling fans out there and interact with them in all sorts of ways. You can talk about wrestling in general, AEW, all kinds of wrestling. We have our own Discord chat. Link is down in the description on the YouTube version of the podcast. Click it, download the app for free, and join for free in our Discord. I also want to give out a huge shout out and thanks to our boys, These Wolves, for letting us providing us with our official theme song, Dead to Me. Great track, guys. Go check them out on Spotify, their YouTube page. All links are located down in the description below as well. So thank you to our friends at These Wolves for letting us use Dead to Me as the official theme song of the All Elite podcast. Yes.
You guys are awesome.
I love that song. And he's got a new song out now, too. And actually, they tweeted out for people in the New Jersey, New York area. I'm hoping now that they have. I don't know if you emailed them, Tiff.
I did.
Okay.
I did email them.
So they're going to be making a music video in that area for their new song. So Tiff emailed to be part of that music video. So let's hope that she is, and that'll be a big thing. These Wolves, guys, they're a really, really underrated band. I can't believe they don't have a bigger following. These guys are awesome. Dead to Me is literally on my workout Spotify list. So a lot of good tracks from them are awesome. They even have one of the music videos on their YouTube page that has it's Wyatt themed. It's really, really cool. So go check them out, guys. These Wolves, awesome band. Anyways. Blah.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
I feel like you always need to take a breath.
I don't know if I should find a way to shorten the intro or not. I don't know.
I don't know. All the men on Tiff's list hearing that some of them won't be on the list longer. That is truly the Bachelorette Cupid Girl.
Oh, boy. I'm telling you, one day we're going to make that t-shirt where it's going to have your list in the back and it's going to have a spot for an autograph and we're going to have the people to sign them. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You won't be able to wash the shirt. That's the problem. When the autographs wash off.
I still think I should do something like that. But it's gonna be hard to get some of the guys from on the list of husbands.
I know.
To get autographs because some of them are either they're not here, they're in New Japan, they don't really here. So it would be hard. But I know there's a couple it would be no problem getting. But
maybe you can make a wall plaque. You got a list of husbands wall behind there where your butterflies are. I think the butterflies can take a break, and you should build a list of husbands wall over there.
Oh my God! I need to update my shrine though. I have to tell you that.
It needs to be bigger.
You know, seriously.
I'm telling you, it needs to be bigger.
I don't know. I mean, Kyle has something for me that he still hasn't mailed to me. I'm just saying, that I can
do.
put
I literally do. It's. Oh no, I moved it. It's not in this room anymore.
But yeah, I need to update the shrine over here, and I think it should be the list of husbands going on or something. I don't know. So my birthday's next week, guys. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, buy her a shrine.
No, you could buy me a shrine. You could buy me stuff of the list of husbands. No, I'm kidding.
Anyways, let's go around the AEW world, shall we? We'll hop on the jet here.
Wait,
Go
we
around
can
the
talk
AEW
Pharaoh
world.
first before.
Yeah.
Let's Fat Pharaoh.
Yeah, okay, so we gotta talk Fat Pharaoh. Is he over there? There he is.
Here.
Fat Pharaoh.
Me,
We
sir.
gotta talk. I'm gonna he has to watch this. Okay, Fat Pharaoh, make sure you're facing the screen here. I want an explanation for this picture right here. What the hell were you doing? We've seen pictures week after week here, and now we see this. A, that better be calorie-free beer you're drinking on the porch there. And B, what are you doing slacking off?
You know, somebody left those beers in my house, okay? I'm not blaming anybody. Jimmy. But, you know, because, like, there's always, like, beer. It just sits in my fridge because somebody comes over and brings a whole bunch of beer to my house and they just leave it in my fridge for, like, whatever they come over. But, so, I wasn't me that was drinking it, but I caught him on the deck. What do you want?
Deck pick.
The deck pick. It's
Yeah,
all about the deck pick.
Yeah. Fat Pharaoh. Shame. I'm sorry that I have to do this, but you know how we do here. Shame.
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 I'm sorry. I really didn't want to bring the bell out here. Okay.
Jeez. You know, I guess in his case they were light beers. Maybe I don't know.
I hope
but
so.
still,
They look like Coors Light. Just saying,
Coors
that
Light
piss ass beer.
Dead.
Might as well just take a pee in a bucket and drink that.
I don't think I'm gonna bring him to House of Glory with me Friday. You know, like you've been bad. You've been drinking beer. God knows what else you've been sneaking on. I was gonna bring him to House of Glory on Friday. I don't know. Should I bring him to House of Glory with me?
We'll see. For now, you're in timeout.
You're in get out of here.
Oof. Whoa! What a maneuver! By God, he might be broken in half. We had JR by God there. That killed him! That killed him! Oh, man. Nuts.
Oh, no. The Duff is here.
No.
Okay, anyway.
I think Duff. Oh, man. Okay, your camera had to focus there.
I'm crying. I need a new camera.
What did you do?
Oh,
did you mess with your equipment there? You went out of focus for a second. I think Fat Pharaoh was messing with your equipment. You're good now.
Right now.
Anyways, around the AEW world, since we're off the Fat Pharaoh subject, there's new merchandise on the Pro Wrestling Tees store for AEW or AEW store. You can just simply type in shopaew.com and it'll take you over there. This is really cool. I really want this, and because it sucks because for some reason they don't send posters out. You know, shame on you, Pro Wrestling Tees. I don't put a lot of shame on you. You know, you get a little bell here. Shame on you. How do you not? You send T-shirts to Canada, which take like an extraordinary amount of time, since I'm patient for that. But how dare you not be able to send posters up here? What's the deal with that? Why can't? What's the difference between a T-shirt and a what is there a border issue? What's going on with that? I want you, Tiff, to clip this and we can send it to Pro Wrestling Tees. I want to know why they can't send posters to Canada. Okay, Kenny Omega is Canadian. Jericho is Canadian. Got to represent. I want this poster. I'm gonna show it to you guys right now. This is a sweet poster. They've had a couple of, they had the Double or Nothing poster. I believe there was a Fyter Fest towel or Fight for the Fallen towel they released, and now we're back to the poster with an all-out poster. And this is sweet. I would buy this in 2 seconds flat if I was able to know why that we can't, if they were able to ship to Canada, but because they can't, I don't know why. It's making me angry.
Don't be angry. Worst case scenario, I got you. I will be
exclusive
there.
limited edition. Look at that. See, it says right there.
You know,
I want this poster.
I'm going to the pro wrestling store itself.
I don't even know if they're gonna have it there.
What?
I don't even know if they're gonna have the poster there. I'm gonna have to tweet at them.
You should tweet. I will be there.
I will be tweeting my displeasure on Twitter like everyone does on Twitter.
Why you gotta be so angry?
I'm going to become
Like,
part of that wrestling community where I complain and bitch and moan about everything.
God. Like, wow. The song. But no, that is gorgeous poster. I'm not really one into posters, but like, how awesome would that be to like get it and get it like autographed by everybody?
That'd be sweet.
So that would be kind of cool.
Like right across their face there. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Some other things happening in the AEW world. Big thing actually just recently happened. A AAA or Triple A, I'll pronounce it right, had their Triple Mania, basically like their WrestleMania. I think it was this past weekend actually. And AEW was in full effect there. So I'll transition some pictures up there for you guys. Really cool pictures from that event. There was 3 matches that involved some AEW people, and I have it written down here. We had Psycho Clown that teamed up with Cain Velasquez, right? And there's that picture way on the right there, who Cain Velasquez used to be a UFC fighter. Crazy that he's back, transitioned to wrestling. I totally forgot he's done that. Looks very interesting with those tights, because I'm not used to seeing that. Cain Velasquez and Cody Rhodes was the third member on that team. They defeated Texano Jr., Taurus, and Killer Cross in a 3-on-3 tag team match. I kind of want to go back and see these 3 matches that happened. So
I gotta watch.
Yeah. They look really good, because then we had a rematch from, I believe this was Fyter Fest. We had Laredo Kid and the Lucha Brothers versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Can we talk about how nice and tan Matt is? Oof!
Oof. Yeah, see, I mean, he asked if he was red enough in being elite this week, so.
All the way back to the beginning episodes of
you can see in that one picture there in the middle, like on the left, he is very dark in that picture. That's a lot of spray tan.
He's on the list of husbands, you know. He's number 5 on the list of husbands. But,
yeah, so they did. Laredo Kid and the Lucha Brothers won. I heard that was a really good match. So I'll have to go back and watch that. And then Sammy Guevara was actually there. He participated in this was interesting, a 4-way tag team match for the AAA or AAA mixed tag team championships. They have that over there, which is interesting. He teamed up with actually Scarlett Bordeaux. So it was Guevara and Scarlett Bordeaux. And one of the participants in that 4-way tag team match for the mixed tag team championships. That's interesting. So yeah, 3 cool matches at Triple Mania. So
I gotta catch up on this. I've been busy all weekend, so I will get to it.
I got something else here. It's AEW birthday time, Tiff.
Yes.
You know what that means? I got a special song for you.
Oh no.
Oh, and if you know me, Tiff, you know this song.
Oh, no.
From Fortnite, the birthday tune, and very special happy birthdays this week in the AEW world to Frankie Kazarian of SCU and Nyla Rose of AEW. So happy birthdays goes out to both. Interesting, though, I know Frankie Kazarian turned 42. So he's 42. Man, that team's old. Except for Scorpio Sky, it's an old team. I didn't know Frankie Kazarian was that old. I know he looked old, but 42, it's interesting. Anyways, don't know how old Nyla Rose is.
Who made these graphics? Can you make me a graphic for my birthday next week? Because that's what's up.
You should just tweet at AEW, be like, whoever makes your graphics, can they make me a special birthday one?
Seriously, look how awesome that is. My birthday's next week. It's next Wednesday.
Right. But I don't know how old Nyla Rose turned. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't find that information. But happy birthday goes out to both of them from us here at All Elite. So, yeah. Some other things that are happening, though. Big things. If you guys didn't see, I was tweeting it last week. And it took me a long time. So, you guys, I'll get us back on the screen here before we get into this. So, AEW's tickets went on sale for October 2nd last Friday. It was last Friday. It's a huge day, and I've never really done the whole as soon as the clock turns, buy your tickets thing, ever. I've heard people do it. I've had people do it for me. I've never logged on and done it before. So this is the first for me. So I didn't know what to expect going into it, and boy, did it throw me into a whirlwind of emotions. I was feeling angry, disgruntled, scared, upset. There's one point where I felt happy because I actually thought I had really good tickets, and then for some reason Ticketmaster decided to crash, and then I didn't get them. I went through a whole whirlwind of everything during this ticket process. But finally, after an hour and 15 minutes, I finally was able to get tickets for October 2nd. It took me so. You guys have no idea. I was going through the same troubles as everyone online that was tweeting or saying, like, I'm clicking it, but it's saying someone's already it quotes it fan has scooped those tickets already, and I was getting so frustrated. I'm like, whatever, fine, I'll go up to the 400s. I got to a point where I'm like, I don't care if I sit in the 400s, and I was clicking at everything, and they're still gone. I managed to get pretty decent seats. I wanted to be in the lower bowl. I tried so hard. Could not get it, but I got the 200s, which is okay. I looked at Seat Viewer, exactly where my seat is. I'll be more than satisfied for where I'm going to sit. If I can pull it up here so you guys know exactly where I'm sitting, if you're going to go, you can come say hi to me. I'm just going to pull it up here with my Ticketmaster app, which that's how I actually had to buy the tickets, by the way. I got so frustrated with the website. I actually read someone on Twitter saying I got my tickets right away on the Twitter app. So I downloaded the app. That was the fastest I ever downloaded app, and I was like shaking. My hands were shaking trying to download this app. I opened the app and I got the tickets. So I will suggest anyone in the future use the app if you're going to use Ticketmaster. Yeah.
Use it out.
So I'm in section 207. So anyone that's going to be in section 207 or around there, I'm going to be there. You want to meet up? We can have a beer, have a beverage, whatever you want. Chat some AEW. Let me know if you're going. And even if you're not.
I hate that we're not going together,
I know.
for out and this, but
there'll be other events. Yes.
We'll come together. I feel like, Kyle's not that far from me.
I feel like
an hour flight. It was an hour flight.
So if they do a big pay-per-view in New York sometime next year, I'm down. Maybe I'll make a trip out of it, and I'll come down there and we'll do the event and all that stuff.
Or I'll come up to Kyle. So if it's like Toronto or... I don't think they're going to go to Niagara Falls, but...
The Philly show. These wolves in the chat said I should go to the Philly show.
Or Buffalo. What?
Yeah,
Kyle should go to the Philly show. I'm going to try. I gotta see if I can come to the Philly show. It's not that far. I was talking to John about it the other day. So maybe I'll...
How far is that from you? Like hours-wise?
Like 2.5 hour drive. Maybe 3. Not that far. It's not that bad.
I think mine's anywhere between 5 to 6, so I don't think mine's bad either. Yeah. Oh God.
He's like, I'm
it's just like I just went through like a bunch of stuff to get the tickets and the Airbnb. Like I finally got my Airbnb for that day as well. Unfortunately, all the Airbnbs within the city or within the arena range were triple the price I thought they were going to be. The only cheap, this is weird. If someone knows why, Washington's got a abundance of hostels for some reason. Like in that area, there's so many, more than I've ever seen before. I wasn't going to stay in a hostel. Gross. I'm not doing that. So that the nearest cheap, good enough Airbnb was 20 minutes from the arena. So, which is not too bad. So, my buddy I'm going with is willing to do it. I told him that we're going to buy a parking garage pass in advance so that we're not worried about parking or anything around that day. I looked in the map. There's tons to do around that arena. There's so many bars and restaurants and stuff. So, we're going to be fine if we just park there early enough and, just go for a couple of drinks and then hit the event. So, I'm excited. I guess these wolves are going to go to the Philly one, so maybe, man. I'm debating still. I'll let you know if I do. I will tag you if I do. It's tough to do a road trip again 2 weeks after, so we'll see.
Figure it out. We will do something together. Definitely, we have to. We have to do something together. So.
But yeah, it did sell out 2 hours.
It's crazy.
They sold out. They did mention even this week's Being the Elite that 2,000 tickets were put on the side for production crew and the production team, and that they said they will be releasing throughout the next couple of weeks. So they said to keep your eyes out on the ticket websites for these tickets that get released and to keeping an eye on it. So to those who didn't get tickets and still want to go, please keep your eyes out.
Maybe I should get one. And Jimmy's in the chat. Jimmy's going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might have to grab a ride with Jimmy and come down. Might have to. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, but 2,000 tickets. So that's which is, I love that the production team did that, because that took away 2,000 tickets from the scalpers who would like to repost them for quadruple the price and ruin it for wrestling fans. So I'm glad that they did something like that. That's a smart way. And a lot of people were complaining at first about all the like scalpers. They should have been more, AEW should have been more smarter and all that. I'm like, what do you mean? You guys don't complain when that happens to WWE, so why are you complaining because it happens to AEW?
Because everybody's gonna complain about something.
It's because they're trying to find the little things and just say, oh, AEW shit because of this. Anyways, with this week's Being the Elite, they did announce, on the Being the Elite, they censored it, but they released the uncensored video after the next 2 weeks. So we just said about Philly. The October 9th is going to be in Boston. And I was mentioning to this before we went on air to Tiffany that the guys who are making these graphics for these show advertisements are amazing. Love the work they're doing with it. They're in Boston, Massachusetts at the Agganis Arena. I don't know if I'm saying that right, in Boston. And then for the week after, it'll be in, like we just mentioned, Philadelphia at the Lyokoros Center. And some people are purposely mispronouncing the L word in the name and saying, oh, the Luchasaurus Center. They're like, why is he on the front cover of this advertisement? Anyways, yeah, so a lot of people are also complaining that, oh, they use the same people in the graphics. I'm like, what do you mean the same people? Of course they're going to use these people. This is like your main attraction for why would you put people on there that are in like your bottom card or mid card to attract people? You know what I mean? Like, the purpose of advertising is putting the people in the well-known names on the advertisement poster. It's what WWE does. It's what every wrestling promotion out there does.
That's how you got to get people to go.
I don't see what people's argument was with these posters. And again, like you just said, people find a way to complain about everything. So
right, and as we get closer, we're going to get announcements of who's going to be there. So we might see other promo posters. So relax.
This is another cool photo that's circled around the AEW world. Oof, making me steamy over here seeing this picture. Damn, Brandy. Wow.
She's hot.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't talking about Brandy. I was talking about Pharaoh. Pharaoh freaking photobombing back there. He's actually looking into Fat Pharaoh's soul. He's like, I see you. We will meet one day.
I actually called him Fat Pharaoh earlier, and I started laughing. I was like, okay.
Sorry, I get confused with our mascot and their mascot. But damn, Brandy. Damn. Anyways.
With that do the work challenge, you know?
Yeah. Also, we've had confirmed matches and such for All Out for this week. I'll put the matches up there. We have 6 confirmed matches so far. Obviously, we have the matches that were already announced, but with Hangman Page and Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley against Kenny Omega, the triple threat match between Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela, which I'm really looking forward to. We have the tag team match to decide who gets the first round bye in the AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament between the Dark Order with the Creepers and the Super Best Friends. I always call them Super Best Friends. Best Friends. We have Shawn Spears against Cody. That should be a very, very good match. I'm excited for that. Obviously, with my boy Shawn Spears, my hometown boy. And then we have the ladder match for the AAA championships, the AAA tag team championships between the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks. So brothers versus brothers in a ladder match. That should be one hell of a barn burner match as well. So.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Tiff's going to that, so that's makes her more excited as well.
Yeah. Like 24 days, is it, or whatever it is? I'm stoked.
It's just crazy. I love that they're having all these matches, especially the people from AAA. This is crazy. So I don't know if anyone see it. Tiff didn't see it. She'll have to go back and watch this promo after because she unfortunately can't hear it with the whole OBS thing. But I'll play for you guys right now. And you guys listening on the go, all you have to do is listen. It's a promo that Kenny Omega cut on Rey Fénix after their match at Triple Mania this weekend. So let's take a look.
Dice, yo quiero tu cinturón. And if you people want it, I will come back here to AAA and challenge you, Phoenix. Si ustedes lo quieren ver, dice Omega, yo regresaré si ustedes quieren ver esa lucha. Right here in Mexico. Kenny, I'm so excited about to say. Mi respuesta, my answer es yes, sí, pero aquí en mi
Okay. We're getting a future match. Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix for Rey Fenix's championship belt in AAA. So we're going to have to look out for that when that's going to go down. So that's going to be cool. So I'd love to see a one-on-one match between those two go at it. Oh, my God. Take my money. Take it all. Just take it all. You know, make me go bankrupt. I'll declare bankruptcy. Take it all. Just take it all.
Wrestling's making me broke. I can't. I still gotta get tickets for AAA here. Oh my God, I gotta do that ASAP.
Actually, for All Out, see, Cupid Girl point out in the chat, fingers crossed for a women's match going to be announced on tonight's Road to Double or Road to All Out. We mentioned that actually before the podcast today. I think that there might be one other women's match, but I think there's going to be an impromptu one at All Out. My guess that at All Out, it will be during the championship unveiling of the AEW Women's Championship, and there'll be an impromptu match to decide the number one contender right then and there, or possibly, maybe, we get the championship to be determined right there on the spot. Whoa. Oof.
No, oof.
Oof. Yeah.
I can't. But yeah, we gotta have at least one women's match. Like now, I still think we're gonna get something announced, like you said, whether it's tonight or what I say, we're 3 weeks away. So, or is it less than 3? It's crazy. It's just, I'm stoked.
Some more things around the AEW world. Lots of stuff this week, guys. Sorry this is taking so long, but actually the last thing here, Chris Jericho, really interesting thing. Actually, you know, shame on me. I didn't know he was married. I thought for sure. It just made it sound like on the Jericho podcast he wasn't married. So, but he's married. Him and his wife did a really cool thing this past weekend. Check it out here on the screen, guys. I'll describe to you if you're listening to on the go. Chris Jericho and his wife actually got matching tattoos, like these arrow-looking tribal things on both their forearms. Chris Jericho puts, quick trip to Studio Evolve in Virginia Beach with my love to get matching anniversary tattoos from the amazing, and I guess I don't remember, I didn't say what this guy's name was. I don't know if I copied that right. I think I missed it, but I don't know what his name is. But that guy, the guy with the beard there. If you guys want to go see, go check out Jericho's Twitter account. He posted the pictures on there.
I love those tats. That's something I would do. Those are cool. Very, very nice.
So those are awesome. So good for Jericho and his wife, and congratulations on your wedding anniversary. So yeah. That's it for around the AEW world. I didn't have anything else for that. There's a lot of stuff that went around the last week since we were on the podcast. And I just imagine it's just going to keep growing, because as it keeps growing, the brand keeps growing, and we're just getting closer and closer to October 2nd, guys. We're weekly. We're going to get finally the weekly show. I am so excited for this company and cannot wait for it to get off the ground running. I cannot wait, so that we're not sitting around waiting for the next event. We're just going to get it week by week, and what we come to know about what AEW is going to be about, representing with the sports feel, wins and losses matter, and focusing on tag team wrestling and just focusing on wrestling in general. And it's awesome. So that's what AEW is. It's more for the people who want less sports entertainment, more wrestling. That's what their focus is on, and obviously with the women and the tag team division. So I'm excited. I cannot wait for that. Other than that, Tiff.
Yeah, everybody's saying in the chat that, and they're right, because they were showing the title, the women's title, at All Out, and that they're gonna crown it at the first TV taping.
Okay, so maybe we'll get the.
Like Kyle was like thinking that might happen, and I don't know. It could change.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they released that promo poster. So shame on me. I'll get a little bell for that. Why not? Let's do some Being the Elite. How about that? Being the Elite review. How about that? And throwback episode this week. This was interesting, and it's throwback mostly for Tiff. Me, I still have to catch up, but this is labeled a throwback. But I remember watching some of the throwback episodes here and there, so I got the premise of the show. So we're at episode 164, titled Throwback.
Mostly.
Yeah, this was it was definitely a throwback to like their old BT. If you're a fan of BT and you know all about it, it originally started with just them vlogging with their trips and all that. So that's basically what this episode was. There was less antics and segments, more about them and what the original, the Elite So we started off with the Elite in a hotel with Kenny Young Bucks. They're talking about, man, when's the last time we were all together like this? Like, for being the Elite, the Elite together. This is awesome. They bring up like back when they used to do Vines, when Vines was a thing. Remember Vines?
Oh my God.
Those things like that took off too. When that Vine first came out, that was like off the ground running, quick. They were like the quick 9-second videos, and a lot of like YouTubers got famous from Vine. And I know actually a couple of Viners, like really famous Viners, who actually now star in like Netflix original shows. Like it was a thing that grew for some people, and it made people successful. So I remember when Vines was the thing. I remember even trying to start up Vines, and I never got the balls to do it. So whatever. I probably wouldn't have been famous anyways. Don't laugh at me. How do you know?
We wouldn't be here.
True.
We're gonna get
Anyways.
famous now, Kyle. Come on.
Sorry. Yeah, so Matt was also mentioning back when they didn't care about audio problems. They used to have like a lot of audio issues because it was all like they weren't professionals in what they were doing, right? Like, you always start somewhere kind of thing, right? So they're mentioning like when they used to do karaoke, like, yeah, we used to karaoke with that dead guy. Yeah, that guy. So the little shot there, your boy. Just saying.
Yeah.
Marte.
Talk about Marty later because
Yes.
we got some on that.
They said they're wishing it still do it, but they don't think TNT can allow it. Just making a little comedy plug there. Kenny says that BTE ain't the same anymore right now. This is okay. So he takes a WWE shot here. And if you guys didn't get it, you have to really listen to what he's saying. He says that BTE ain't the same anymore. They keep revisiting the same stuff over and over each week, and it's the same crap and keep rehashing it. And it's familiar. It sounds like another TV show that happens on Mondays and Tuesdays, but I don't know what TV show they're talking about. Anyways, they say, how about we rewind the clock here? Putting too much time on Matt's like, we gotta stop putting too much time on awful gimmicks. There's a little shot there, and too much there's too much, and they're like, oh, there's a problem, there's too much talent to write for. Again, more shots, and they're comedy shots. I understand. It's what they've done on Being the Elite like forever, so they might as well keep continuing to do it on Being the Elite. And then we got this was cool. So they said it's just the three of them now for this all episode. We're gonna do it just like old times, and we're gonna. How about we start the show off right and the way we used to do it? And we got the vintage intro.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got like goosebumps. I was like, oh, I love this. This is so awesome.
That was sweet. That was really cool. So then we opened up with the Young Bucks at the airport. They are at an airport, like little like convenience store market kind of thing. And that's their first problem. If they expected to go to one of these things and expected like dollar store prices, yikes. I don't know if anyone's ever went to like a convenience store at an airport. I remember having to wait for my flight to New York when I went to go see Tiff. My God, I turned around in 2 seconds when I seen the price of water. I was like, nope. I'll go thirsty, thank you.
Yeah.
So Nick say he's being a nice brother and thought I would just buy Matt's stuff for him. And they're saying like the airport stuff was so expensive. The water was $5.
And the pistachios was
14 for a small bag of pistachios.
Holy crap! Like they're expensive, but this was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, Nick was saying like, look, I already bought like 3 things and it totaled $30 for my stuff.
Yeah.
So they can't be mad though. They just sold out their first show, October 2nd. They're bringing that up. Production, and they mentioned the production to release 2,000 seats soon, so they keep an eye out. Their match they're looking at to maybe being the main event of the first TV taping, which is Kenny Omega and the Bucks, the Elite, versus Jericho and 2 mystery partners. So I'm still trying to figure out who these mystery partners are going to be. A lot of people like joked in, and Chris retweeted the gif of him with the two made up security guys back in his day, and that's funny. And then we got like classic vlog footage style, so just like like the way with the music playing and them going through the airport. We had like the sandal on the one sandal on the luggage carrier. That was pretty funny. And then we had a Cutler sighting. There was a Cutler sighting. He made an appearance there. And we got finally they're landed. They're outside the airport in Mexico City. Young Bucks, and they're with Cutler. So we got some Cutler footage. Him and his camera there. So Cutler footage. Hashtag Cutler footage. Waiting for the van to pick them up. And Nick's sorting through his bag. He forgot his contacts.
This is horrible. When you don't have your contacts.
See, I don't.
Oh.
I'm one of those people. I don't know how that feels, but I imagine it's bad. And then Matt brings up like, "Well, I got my laser eye surgery."
Yeah, if you go back to the old episodes of Being the Elite, you see Matt when he got the surgery. So, but yeah, it's horrible if you don't have your contacts, or if they go bad and you don't have a second pair. So it's terrible.
So they transition to them inside the hotel where they're staying at. They think they're out. This is funny. They think they're outside Kenny's door, and I think it was Nick. He's like quietly asking, "Are you in there, Kenny?" Like whispers it, and then Matt's checking on his phone, like texting Kenny, and then he's like, "Oh no, we're at the wrong room." And they walk away. They finally find his room. Kenny lets him in. They're showing off like the room he's in and the food he ordered. And it's really like shitty looking, crappy food. And then they're saying that Cutler is holding on to they have a new camera and a new mic. And I did notice the significance in the quality and like the sound. The sound was the big thing. You can hear them a lot more clear as well. Like it doesn't sound like they're recording from a phone.
Yeah.
So you can definitely notice that. There was a lot of shakiness to follow here, and Cutler did mention something on his Twitter about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fixed, guys. This was just it was like a first test. So
yes, that's what he said. It was the first time that he was using it. So, but it wasn't that bad. I don't think.
I didn't mind it. A lot of people pointed it out, but again,
but you gotta remember, this is a vlog. You know,
complain about everything. They just have to.
This isn't our weekly TV. This isn't our pay-per-views where it's like you're gonna have your professional. Brandon Cutler's in charge of this. You know, so I don't care. You have to expect that this is a vlog.
Mm-hmm. So then we get to them ordering. This is funny. So we have Matt on the phone ordering room service. Nick on the phone ordering room service. Sorry, I'm literally looking at the top of the sheet where I wrote Nick. Ordering room service, and then they have a tough time. They're having a really tough time ordering a grilled chicken sandwich. And it's Matt in the background yelling, "You say pollo, pollo. That means chicken."
I'm surprised that they didn't get like wrong food. Like seriously.
He says it. He goes polo. And we got like a fast footage of like a long time of him ordering stuff, and this must took because of the language barrier. This must took a long time, and it gets to the point where he orders 8 Diet Cokes, and they're all laughing like 8 Diet Cokes. And then he mentions on the phone how he's gonna pay. He goes, "Oh yeah, probably a Visa." And Kenny's like, "Probably a Visa." So they're just ripping him apart while he's ordering food. And they try this new Mexican culture dish, which looks so good. And when they described it, at first I was like, eh. Then when they described it, the taste and everything, I'm like, oh my God, I would love to have that. It's this giant breaded pepper that it was called chili ancho pepper.
It was like a puff pastry base around. That's what it was.
It looks so good and had like meat inside and cheese, and there was a little bit. Kenny's mentioned a little bit of pineapple in there, and it would gives your little taste buds a whirlwind. But the verdict was very good.
Yeah.
So I would try that.
They also made a joke saying that they were looking for their local Fridays because that's what they used to do.
I was looking for Fridays, but unsuccessful here. It didn't go well. And then we get some footage of the Young Bucks with fans. I believe this was in the arena or somewhere. But this is a funny part right at the beginning where this guy was wearing an Undisputed Era sweater. My boys, Undisputed Era. Shout out to them. Love them. Love those guys. Love that guy. If you don't know, I love these guys. If you guys see this in the background, I don't know if you guys ever take a look at my background. I plan to get this signed one day when I meet these guys, but I have the triple figure pack of the Undisputed Era here.
Yes, so, you came to me and you bought that. Yes.
So I love this thing. I love Undisputed Era. So Matt tells him to do like the whole hand pose, and then Matt goes, "Yeah, rest in peace, Adam Cole." Mention a little brief mention of their history together. Taking pictures of fans, taking autographs. I love that they do this with everyone there, especially like at places like Mexico City. They still got a following over there, and they take time to do it with fans. I always love seeing that. They go to this like random Mexican merch store where there's like luchador costumes and stuff. I thought for sure they're gonna buy a mask or like a cape. They should have done that and then worn it to their match. I was hoping they would have done that.
They might have, because they always like bought stuff for like the kids and stuff to bring home in Japan. So maybe we just didn't see that, but I'm sure they bought stuff in there. But that would have been a good That would have been funny. With
So then we show them in the van with Cody going to the arena, and they're outside it finally, and it's called the Dorado Center. They're like, whoa, what? The Lindsay Dorado Center? Oh, man. That was funny. So we get them in a locker room, Omega and the Young Bucks. Kenny's eating Tums, probably from that pepper in the food from the night before. Obviously, you want to be farting all over the ring. There's always one thing. Can you imagine, like, you're wrestling someone, they're just farting the whole match? Like, I know it's weird, but, like, can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
That'd be interesting. Imagine you're sitting at ringside and you smell it. You're like, damn, one of the wrestlers just fart.
God, oh, my God.
Anyways, they mentioned the Tums thing. That's what I instantly thought. You just want to have gas when he's wrestling. Like, Kenny moves really fast. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about the arena setup and how they love the arena setup, and talk about, like, they get more excited when you get more excitement when you get to the arena, rather than, you know, like talking about it until you get there. And then they actually, like, they mentioned this one thing that Nick hasn't said anything. He's staying quiet. So then we get them in the ring, and we're back into, like, character mode here. We're back into being the elite character mode. They're not, like, doing the vlog thing. They're doing, like, their actual, like, shtick. It's it's Kenny and Matt going back and forth here, about the love of pro wrestling and how much they love it. But they're really emphasizing how much they love it. So they go like a one up each other here. He goes, Kenny says, you know how much I love it? When I left the house today, I left my garage open. I left it. I didn't turn back to go close it. And Matt goes, oh yeah, well, I got an alert for a package that arrived in my house today. Don't care. I love professional wrestling. I love being here, not worrying about my package. And then Omega goes, I can one up that. I did a laundry, all one load, didn't separate it. Whites, darks together. And he's like, oh, even the white socks? Yeah, did it. Then Matt says, yeah, my kids were sick, didn't care. Brown bags, there you go.
He put his wife and, like,
yeah, Dana, do your thing. Let's go. Love professional wrestling. Nick's just walking around not saying anything, and they mention it, and Nick goes, you know what? I actually missed my family. Like, I'm missing it. And then they're like, what? And then Matt grabs his brother, and then Kenny's getting ready to slap him, and then Nick ducks, and he slaps Matt in the face. Matt, and this is like they're doing like a whole in-match thing here. Like, Matt pokes Kenny's eye out, and then he's holding on to Kenny, and while Kenny's eye is being poked out, and then Nick's getting up to the top corner. He's like, you want to know how much I love pro wrestling? This much. And he does a cross body on both of them. And he stares in the camera. I love this business.
I love the whole thing when, like, Matt and Kenny are like, I like this. I want more.
Oh, yeah,
of
right
that.
after, like, oh yeah, I love that. I want more of that.
I was talking last week with the whole thing with them doing it with Private Party. Yeah, I like that. I want more of that. I love that. It's just so funny.
So they're back in the locker room now. They're with Cody Rhodes. This is funny. So the Young Bucks, I guess, grew up with this, like, Mexican candy called SoCal Kids, and it's like spicy candy. I don't know how I feel about spicy candy. Okay, candy should be sweet, and that's it. Sweet and sugary. Don't add spice. Don't add other factors. I've seen a meat, believe it or not, Tiff, I found a meat candy before. Didn't want to try. I instantly tossed in the garbage. Do not associate meat with candy, okay? That's like when I know there's some bodybuilders out there that there's a bodybuilding store near my house that buy this weight gainer and it's meat flavored. That's disgusting. Like a meat flavored shake.
Have you tried it?
No, I do not ever want to try that. Never. My shakes should not taste like steaks.
Can we do this on a coffee podcast that you could try it?
No. If you want me to barf on the podcast and just, all over the place, yeah, I don't know.
I think we need to do this. I want to see you squirm.
What do I call you, that ass? Yes, call Tiff that ass. That's her name is not Tiff, it's that ass.
That ass, though.
Anyways, so they're trying to make Cody try it. So Cody tries it, and he's got like a normal face. He goes, it's not bad. I can taste the after, the after bite it's spicy. And they make Kenny try it, and Kenny instantly sour face, hates it, gross, disgusting. I'm with Kenny on this one. It must be a Canadian thing. Spicy candy, not for us. And then they make Jeff, the camera guy, try it, and he's like, it reminds me. He says the weirdest line here. So it reminds him of eating Play-Doh when he was a kid. Ew. I never ate Play-Doh when I was a kid.
I don't remember eating.
I remember like making it into food. I never thought of putting it in my mouth. Disgusting. If you wanted to eat Play-Doh when you were a kid, I'm sorry. Gross. Disgusting. You sicken me. Anyways, Cody eats more, and he finally goes, yeah, you know what? I don't like it. I hate it.
You're like, you sicken me. I'm sorry.
It's gross. Like, who eats Play-Doh? It's nasty. I never ate Play-Doh when I was a kid. Never. No, that's the truth. I'm not kidding. Anyways, we move on to footage prepping for the show, the pay-per-view, Triple Mania. They're all in the locker room saying that they have to literally leave right after that event. So they're going to pre-pack before the match. So everything's going to be packed when they're done the match and then go right to the airport, which is crazy. And then Matt's showing that he's wearing his Elite throwback socks underneath his pants there. So that was pretty cool. And then we had some Cutler footage. The old Cutler footage from the event. Young Bucks prepping backstage, stretching it out and stuff, and then they were seen in like the mini gorilla position right underneath the ring while Kenny was making his entrance, and they were showing like the behind the scenes footage of the entrances, and then the Young Bucks make theirs. So I always love that. So I love that kind of Cutler footage. So Cutler, man, keep doing that. Love that shit. Keep going. And then we get the unfortunately it's a censored version. If you have to watch the uncensored version, it's on the All Elite Twitter.
Right.
Of the announcing the next two shows. They talk about so the uncensored version. They talk about selling out October 2nd. They're celebrating that and how they quote unquote forgot to book week number 2. They mentioned the censored the city that they want to do it in. And then they mentioned another city they're arguing to do that city in. They're like, how about, we still have to do week 2 and 3 since they realize that they have to do that one too. They're like, how about we do one city for each one? So they do pick Boston and Philadelphia. Then they realize like, oh man, like we have to do this every week on TNT. So kind of like making a jab that, we have an episodic TV show now. And then we get, unfortunately, Maria Ling, not this week. It's just a throwback episode. We get an outro, vintage outro of them on the roof doing the whole suck it thing. And we get the whole vintage outro thing. Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so MJ said that we have to like start doing like maybe some reviews with Sammy G because he had some uploaded footage from Triple Mania as well.
Oh, okay. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Being the Elite.
Mm-hmm. That's it. It was a cool throwback episode. Hope they do some of these more often.
Yeah, Kyle's gotta go back. You gotta go back. You gotta get appreciation.
I had a binge
of it.
That's a lot. It's probably gonna take me a few days.
You gotta watch my favorite episode with the gigantic.
Okay, I will.
Don't be a okay. I'm like, ew. So I'm gonna go into quick news, which is gonna bring us to our fan tweet because our fan tweet is based on the news about Marty Scurll.
Ooh, Mate.
He is number 3 on the list.
You know, it's interesting. Isn't there actually another list of husbands inside the Villain Enterprises as well?
Yes,
Flip Gordon. So that's interesting. 2 are in the same faction.
Flip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think
eventually.
So as reported, Marty Scurll's ROH deal expires in November. Could he join AEW?
Ooh.
So that's the rumor going around. I know like originally me and Kyle heard it was April. And then now they're saying November.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel, and I'm sure Kyle's going to agree with me with this, G1, they dropped the fucking ball by not giving him the damn belt. And it's hurt of honor so bad. I think maybe if...
Yeah, they expected, I think, Matt Taven to get a bigger reaction. He hasn't. I read that he's not been getting a reaction that they're looking for.
And they're not selling out. I mean, I went to the Ring of Honor here at the Hammerstein Ballroom a couple weeks ago, and it was not sold out. I bought tickets like on the 3rd floor. It was dead up there. I was able to go all the way down to the main level.
I used to do that at WWE events. I used to purposely buy the 300s and then wait for the show to start, wait and look to see where no one's sitting. I'm like, okay, during a match we gotta go, and the ushers, and you just act like an idiot. Like you don't even look at your ticket or anything. You have to buy. The trick is you buy popcorn and a drink to make it look like you went to the concession stand and came back, and you just walk right by. It worked every time for me.
Yeah, so that's what I wind up doing. But yeah, so Kyle was with me. We went to G1. We were very upset. I mean, Kyle's a huge fan of Marty now because of me, because I love him. He's such a nice guy. If you guys get a chance to meet him, like I always like block the line and I take up too much time with him. I'm just saying. But yeah, so the rumor going around right now, it's not 100% confirmed, but this is a rumor going around that it's supposed to be November. And I think that if they would have gave him the belt, there could have been a chance of him staying in Ring of Honor.
He's having a match.
He's got the triple belt.
Yeah, he's facing off against. I saw a poster.
Benito, right?
Yes, Benito. I don't know if it was true because I didn't look into it, but someone quoted it saying that it was a loser leaves Ring of Honor or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not, or the guy maybe was fantasizing. Maybe it'll be a loser leaves Ring of Honor, but I'm like, is Benito in Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it is.
Don't follow it. Like
the thing is, it's tough for Marty to come to AEW with the whole villain enterprise thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
maybe they do like a whole thing where they kick him out and there's a new leader. Maybe Flip becomes the leader.
Flip's injured right now.
Oh.
Flip's injured. His contract ends in 2020. If you go back to being the Elite on the early, if you go back to the phone when they were clocking down the time before they made the announcement for AEW, Flip did say that he was like, oh, I have one too. It says 2020. So sometime in 2020, Flip will, be able to come out with his contract too.
Maybe they have a new person. Maybe they find a new leader that joins in and kicks Marty out. Maybe he's the one that does the getting kicked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting how they do that. If he does if his contract's over and he comes to AEW, I really want to know how they're going to go about doing that with the whole, because to me, it just seems like the last couple months they've been pushing that villain enterprise thing. I know it sucks with Ring of Honor getting gutted, but I think eventually they're going to have to let the people they have now go and do a big refresh. Unless Ring of Honor does do a big thing here and offer him a huge contract, which is tough to do. If you're not making the money now and you're not making the profit now, it's huge to make a big contract and commitment to Marty. And it's also going to come down, I think, to what Marty actually wants to do. I know the storyline's there, and he has the potential to make a lot of money in AEW, especially like how big the company is now with being on. He's going to be on national television and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure he sees that as being a great opportunity. It's going to come down to what he wants to. Like, there's some wrestlers out there that I've seen that have chosen not to sign with AEW. Like, I read recently that it was Cody facing for the NWA belt. Nick Aldis actually turned down AEW because he didn't want to go. He's fine with doing what he's doing now, and he's happy with doing it. So maybe if there's something in the back of Marty's head saying, maybe I'm happy with Ring of Honor and I love to stay here, maybe he'll stay there. So it'll come down to what happened, but I'm sure his friends are all in AEW, he's gone through the wrestling business with. I'm sure he wants to come over here. There's the storylines there of him coming in and being the forgotten one, and they could do so much with that, especially getting that story on a national TV basis. It's just there. It's written on the wall.
I mean, it's just. I hope to God he comes there. It's just we need Marty.
Keep the theme song too. Please don't change that if you ever came. His theme song's amazing.
My ringtone.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny Omega's mine. I've fallen in love with Kenny Omega's new theme song. It's amazing. So,
we'll see. Marty and Flip will be in Chicago. They're doing a meet and greet at the Pro Wrestling T-shirt store. And I know Flip's hosting a party.
Yeah, you should ask him, Marty. Psst, are you coming?
No, he stays in character with that. He won't tell you. I don't even go there when I talk to him or whatever. I talk about other stuff.
Talking about my friends are dead.
But I'm trying to give him my number. Here, your husband number 30. My friends threw me under the
number
bus.
Number 30.
3.
Oh, I thought you said 30. I'm like
30. 3. No, number 3. And then I had Jimmy freaking going. You got downgraded. You're not number 1 anymore. Thanks a lot, bro.
Wow.
Serious.
Jimmy.
But
shame.
Friends always throwing me under the bus. You guys are horrible. But anyway, okay. So we're gonna go with this. All right, fan tweet with this rumor going around. If you guys are watching this later, let us know in the comments. If you guys are in the chat, let us know. This tweet went off. Okay, it was sound off with rumors of Marty Scurll's deal to expire with Ring of Honor in November. What are your thoughts? So I'm just gonna go through a few because we're cutting down on time. So, all right. So Smart to Death podcast, Anthony,
what's up, bud?
Marty and Brody King show up at a television taping, and he recites Kenny's every story needs a villain, but says every company needs its villain, and lays out the Elite because they left him.
Oh man, that would be sweet. That'd be cool if he did that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought that was great. I could see that. I don't know if Brody's contract. I would love
do it
for
all
him
out. Do it all out after Kenny and Moxley's match. Can you imagine?
They're still under contract. I feel like if it's going to happen, it's going to be a TV taping. It can't be all out.
There's a lot of freedom in Ring of Honor.
I think, well, I don't know.
Maybe they want to build a good relationship with AEW.
Yeah, but if that was the case, wouldn't we have seen him already?
Nah, maybe not. I know we predicted for, well, we kind of predicted for Double or Nothing.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be like when his contract's over, that's the possibility of us seeing him.
Okay.
If he doesn't renew. That's what I really think. So, All right. So everything pro wrestling. Marty to AEW, but I could see him being the vengeful friend who is mad at the dead jokes on BTE. Yeah. Yep. Well, he's a villain. Mm-hmm. He is a villain.
That's gonna be the main thing. When he comes back, the main storyline will be that. That'll be a main focus. Especially the Elite. The only thing is, if that could be one thing they're talking about right now. That if they, because obviously the main focus in AEW is tag team wrestling. If Marty just comes back by himself, you know what I mean? He kind of needs help if he's going after the Elite, which is Kenny and the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. He would need to have two people on his side. Maybe I don't know what the other two, their contracts are like besides Flip Gordon. I'm talking about, I always forget their damn names. I'm bad for that. The other two that are in Villain Enterprises, maybe they're trying to sign both of them as well.
Brody and PCO. Yeah,
maybe bringing them over.
I think PCO is contracted longer than Brody.
That's the thing. That's the interesting thing. Unless he just went after Kenny, and they started a whole Kenny and Marty feud. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see what they do. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of different ways they can go with this.
Yeah, a lot could be played with this. Sigma said in the chat, it could be at All Out contract buyouts. No, they can be keeping a super secret. They need a huge surprise for All Out.
Yeah, because if it's not the rumored CM Punk, I think that's a good enough surprise to send. I think people are going to be happy regardless. That's just another added bonus. So
I'm going in with open mind. I'm not even going to base anything on surprises. No. I rather feel the full effect of
I think it's like what people did with Double or Nothing, right? People went in expecting AEW put on a sick show and were anticipated for the matches at hand. I don't think anyone was expecting Jon Moxley to walk down those stairs. I think everyone was going to be happy with the pay-per-view ending in that way. And when he came down, people went nuts. That reaction, if you go back and listen, that was a genuine oh shit, I totally forgot about Jon Moxley, and here he comes. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that with Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
And I said, I was like, it was just so good that I legit forgot about Moxley. Mm-hmm. That's how good the whole thing was. So good you forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. There's a possibility for anything. So but oh my god, I might faint. Datila, capture
whoop whoop.
Kyle knows how loud I get with Marty Scurll. He was there. He witnessed.
G1, I couldn't even listen to his theme music because the screaming beside me was deafening.
I'm a good fan to have, so just saying. Especially if you're on the list of husbands, forget it. I'm all in. Okay, so Adam said, I'd like to think he'd do what Sean Spears did. Announce indie bookings, preferably the UK scene, Marty, so people are fooled. Then at a big show a couple of months down the line, someone doing an open challenge and out comes the villain.
I like that. I like that.
That too.
Yeah, there are a lot of different ways they can do it. All these ways so far have been great. So good job, guys.
Stephen Wilson said, I wouldn't rule out the possibility that he could end up in WWE. The greatest likelihood will be that he'll be AEW bound before the year is out.
Yeah, a lot of people I see mention NXT, and it'd be a cool. I mean, WWE is also a big platform for him. I can see them doing a lot of good things with the villain gimmick in NXT. I just don't think you're gonna go anywhere farther in NXT with that character, because as soon as you get called up to the main roster, that's, you know, casket closed, nails in the coffin. You're never gonna be good again. You're not in the vision of some people over there.
A vision.
Yeah.
Chris said resign with Ring of Honor. He's in a good position with them at the moment. WWE and Impact would waste him, and too many guys going to AEW already. Stay put. Party Marty. I like that.
Yeah, so that too. You could choose to stay because he could feel that he maybe get too overshadowed eventually in AEW, and there's too many guys there. So that's another thing they could do.
Tio Snorlax says Marty versus Cody. Hell yeah, bring him in. Ooh, see, like I see that would get me excited. I was talking about John me and John were talking about Cody, like where would we like to see Cody the other day, and I said I really didn't know where I wanted to see Cody. I think like he kind of needs to be in the mid card. I don't really want him in the big, you know, the title card picture. Now I feel like he's in a perfect place to put new guys over, and I think that's where Cody's going to be. But yeah, I would love to see Marty versus Cody. Definitely.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stewart says if he can keep riding the wave he's been in, I could see him resigning or doing like an open compete thing where he jumps back and forth.
Oh, okay. It'll depend on what AEW is willing to do as well, and how open they're doing to do it, or how open they are doing that. So it's a good concept, though.
Yeah, I love this one. KRS. Imagine Marty goes to AEW, creates a new villain enterprise with Chris Jericho. So you got Marty, the wife, the veteran, who can still go, and when he brings in Brody to be the powerhouse, have them go after the Elite. Because when Marty said his friends were dead, he knew that they were actually alive. They are dead to him. Also have Marty debut repeating Kenny's speech that brought him into the Bullet Club. Every story needs a villain, but now it's every company needs a villain. I was there for that. Every story needs a villain. That was at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Oh my God, I popped.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Love him. Oof.
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 We have so many. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. Wrestling Univoice. I hope he joins AEW. I'm really sad for Ring of Honor. They're really suffering, so renewing with them is not the best option for Marty. WWE and NXT are loaded with talent right now, so he wouldn't find his place there. See, I agree with that. I think he lost in the shuffle. He could probably shine in NXT. Me and Kyle are still on the NXT train. But just again, is like there's just so many people. You bring them up, and then they get buried. And I would hate Marty's too good. I love Marty to death. It would be a waste to go up to the main roster and be buried. It would break my heart.
Oh, you're right.
But thank you guys.
Thank you.
It was a great tweet.
Guys are the bomb. Bomb.com. Got a little bit of news before we end the show, guys, though. We got Tony Khan reveals he took actually a financial hit by broadcasting AEW events free. AEW president Tony Khan has recently interviewed by Decider, in which he revealed he took a financial hit airing his recent AEW events for free. Broadcasting Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen for free. He put, in terms of putting shows out there for free, we took a bath financially on that, and I took a big hit. And I was willing to do it as a company because I believed in our brand of wrestling. So there you go. That just shows, like, Tony Khan is willing to take a financial hit for those two events to gain the viewership and to gain the love for AEW, and because he loves and believes in that brand. So that just shows you how much of like an awesome president this guy's going to be, like right off the bat there. They asked him on AEW being wrestler friendly. He puts, we're basing the company to be way more wrestler friendly in terms of the scheduling, because we're not going to have a constant touring of 5 nights a week or anything like that. 6 nights a week, never. And really focusing on that and building the big events, building big pay-per-views and streaming specials. Yes! Someone who freaking gets it. Thank you. You guys have to realize this is why AEW is going to be awesome and why people are loving it. Because it's not going to be overpowered and shoved down your throat. They're going to build towards the pay-per-views and the big events and have meaningful builds. Not just a 3-week build and rush everything. You know what I mean? And I love that it's wrestler-friendly and taking it easy on the wrestlers, not having them wrestle 5 nights a week. Like, that's useless. You wear them out too quick with that.
And then they get hurt, and then that's why all these people, they get all the like Flip is always getting freaking injured.
Exactly.
So I mean, this is why. So yeah, All Out is $50. I found it on like the app. So
Yep, that's what Double or Nothing was. So.
Yeah, I mean it's one of their big pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so support them. Buy the pay-per-view, damn it. Don't stream it free. Buy it.
Buy it.
They also talked about being the elite to Tony Khan. He puts what Nick does putting being the elite together every week, and what Matt does both on and off camera. It's so huge. With being the elite, you'll see some of the most innovative stuff, but it's going to be very different than the weekly TV shows. But that's by design, and I want to keep it that way. So you'll have outlets to see different things. So it kind of sounds like it's gonna stay around, but it's gonna be different to what you see on AEW TV, obviously. But he kind of makes it sound like if they want to kind of keep doing it and do it vlog style, that's probably what I'm going to guess they're going to do when it comes back. They're going to do it vintage style. It's going to be the traveling to the places and doing vlog style. So like what we just got this episode, I imagine it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. This was a good episode, so I'm cool with them doing that.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes explains why he took a shot at Triple H.
Ooh, yikes.
Road.
Yikes.
Jeez. I know. He said the decision to blow up the throne was my decision alone and doesn't reflect on AEW at all. It was something I had thought long and hard about, and I honestly think it came from more of a personal standpoint than the company firing the first shot. And that's going to be something that I don't know how many more of those I get in me, because as I become more ingrained in AEW's business side, as an employee and as one of the executive vice presidents, I don't get as many. Oh, well. He's just a dumb talent doing dumb things. Plain and simple, I was a huge fan of Triple H, and I learned a great deal with Triple H, a great deal. I probably wrestled him in the Capital One Arena, but when push came to shove, I thought I was better than 99% of people he was putting ahead of me. He didn't see that. So in the moment, there is no greater revenge in the world than success. So I knew I was walking out to a sold-out crowd, wrestling a 50-year-old man in a match that people at one point deemed unworthy, and the place that was literally shaking. So I felt no need. Like, this is the perfect time to do so, to fire my own shot. And it was my own shot, not AEW shot.
Shots like McDuff over there taking squeaky shots.
I know.
That's all right.
That's right now.
Anyways.
But I don't know. I talked about this, and I just feel as a personal level, you are representing AEW. Okay? Whether you like it, whether you don't, you're vice president. You can't be taking these shots. I don't want to see this. I feel like I would get turned off because I'm putting all my energy into AEW. I love AEW. I want to see you bring it. And to me, personally, it's a little bit childish to kind of go back and forth with these shots at each other. And yeah, I feel like it's making the company look a little bit bad. I understand, but the best revenge is just do your thing.
Yeah.
So your work will show everything.
I agree with you with that sense. I will say that Triple H took the first shot. So this was actually a rebuttal with the whole pissant company thing and saying it was just a t-shirt company. That's it's quite a shot to take after, it's a big kick in the nuts if you're trying to get a company up and going. You have them saying something like that. So I understand where that's coming from. I don't think it's going to be a week. I don't think it's going to be we're going to see some sort of shot every pay-per-view. I mean, at Fight for the Fallen and Fyter Fest, we really didn't see anything out of Cody in his entrance after that. You know what I mean? It was just Double or Nothing. He took that shot back to him. It is what it is. They made they do the comedic shit on being the elite. That's done. That's been doing it forever. They've been doing that forever. So it's really tough. But I know he said that this wasn't a representation of AEW, and I kind of see what you're saying. Like, he's the president, so it kind of is. It's tough when you're in it's not necessarily a war that they're advertising, but it's going to be some sort of war because they're battling on the same TV time as NXT, and you're going to go to war with some of the WWE people, and especially for pay-per-views if they choose to do Sundays. You're going to be battling against WWE pay-per-views. I imagine they're probably not going to, but it's a really touchy subject. I have my pros and cons on either side, but I really don't think they're going to be doing anything going forward even more. If WWE decides to take a shot, I don't imagine they're not going to not rebuttal. They're going to do something back. But I don't think they're going to be the ones to throw the first shot. I can't see that.
I guess if you're going to do that stuff on Being the Elite. I don't really want that stuff on the weekly, because, again, like I said, we're all in. Mm-hmm. We're not all out. We're all in. Yeah. We're all in for AEW. Yeah. So this is our excitement. Mm-hmm. I want to see good wrestling, but I'm reading the chat. I'm sorry, that was fun. Threw me off. But yeah, so AEW, let's go. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go.
So guys, we'll end off the show with the title of this episode's title, with possibly getting an AEW taping on the Jericho Cruise. So AEW has an interesting dilemma coming up in January. AEW has a lot of plans for their upcoming television show on TNT. However, airing live shows might get tricky come the middle of the ocean. Yes, really tough to do a live show from the middle of the ocean. The Chris Jericho Rockin' Rager at Sea Part 2, the second wave, will feature a ton of AEW stars on there. Expected talent such as Jon Moxley, Luchasaurus, Penelope Ford, among others that were confirmed for the cruise. The cruise will run from January 20th, which is I believe Monday, and go through the 24th. Go through 24 is the Monday to the Friday. Of course, AEW and TNT will be in the middle of that week. The Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that AEW might have to air a pre-taped show that week to make up for the fact that the roster will be on a cruise ship. If AEW could figure out a way to air a show live from the cruise ship, then that might be epic. But we'll just have to wait and see what they can figure out. The idea has also been floated out there that All Elite Wrestling might be wise to alternate between live and tape shows as they use their crowds to air live episodes and also get one recorded at the same venue. So that'll be interesting. I also did read also that because I remember there was a match. There was a tape match last year at the last year's Jericho Cruise between. Yeah. I don't think that was live. Was that live?
No, they did it after because Jimmy was there and they weren't allowed to tape. Jimmy was sending me pictures anyway. But they weren't allowed because it went on to the pay-per-view. They didn't show everything, so there was wrestling going on that wasn't aired. That was just for the people that were on the cruise. So I believe that we're gonna get that. Yeah. As well.
Like I said in the beginning of the show, I did also read that there's a talk of possibly taking a week off to give the wrestlers a break and then take things up the next week, since they have talked about planning this and doing stuff like this. That could be one of the weeks they could take a week vacation for people. There could be a special Being the Elite release that week. I also read an interesting take. I don't know if this could work, but they said that there's a helicopter on cruise that can leave for such emergencies. Someone said that they could tape an episode of AEW on the Monday, fly the tape to the TNT headquarters or wherever they need to, and then play it for Wednesday. So that would be interesting. Someone's like, they can just have Tony Khan's private jet pick up the tape and fly it back within 2 hours. So, I mean, it's a good idea. Can you imagine? They could literally do a taping on the Monday or the Tuesday and fly it out and have it shown on live TV on Wednesday. A taped episode from the ship on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But yeah, they would have to port someone in the chat. Sigma said that they have to port someone in the US to go live. I don't think that's an option. I think it's going to be very, very tough to see what they do. It's that you're also dealing with a lot of border issues as well with doing what I just said. So it's just a thought that I read. It's interesting. I think most likely we're either going to get one of two things. A, it's either going to be a week off, or B, it's going to be a taped episode that they taped at the week before or something like that. So, or maybe we're going to get a special Being the Elite 2-hour episode. I don't know. We're going to get something that week. So I'm sure they figured it out by now. Or if not, they're in talks with it. So I'm excited. It'd be amazing to see a live show from the Jericho Cruise, but that's very, very tough to do, especially when you're in the middle of the damn ocean. So with satellites being where they are, I don't know if there's anywhere close they could get some good footage from there. And what if it crashes? There's a chance of crashing in the middle of the ocean. Not the boat, but the footage. So don't worry, I'm knocking on wood for you guys. Anyways, so yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll get news on that as the weeks and months go on. So yeah, that's all I got for news for this week. And it's a little bit of a long episode this week, so sorry if you guys are used to a shorter one. This is a longer episode this week. Thank you to all who tuned in live here on YouTube, Twitch, or Periscope on Twitter. We are always live on those three platforms each and every week we do this podcast. We're also available, like I said, on the go, a bunch of different ways to catch the podcast. Wherever you find your podcast, you can find us on there. So thank you to our listeners who are listening on the go and taking us with us, or if you're watching back on youtube.com/NHBWR. Make sure you're hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, most importantly, and most importantly of all, share us. Get us to 900 subscribers for Tiff's birthday next week, and that is one step closer towards 1,000. So share us on Twitter, share us on your social media page, get the word out there to subscribe to the No Holds Barred Network, and most importantly, that's subscribing to us here at the All Elite Podcast. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for everyone that tuned into the chat right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Thank you very much for watching live. That's going to do it for this episode of the All Elite Podcast, episode number 35. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my co-host. She is the Executive Vice President of Giggles and the Heartbreak Chick, Tiffany. And, guys, we will see you guys next week for our next episode of the All Elite Podcast.